Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. It is now March 1943 and I think we're kind of close to getting a war with China. Minus 93. Britain also, we went to peace after the last episode. They seem to be very keen on starting a new war, because I've been getting a lot of these events popping up at the start of a turn. Like, Britain did something. Do you want to blame them or pay them money? Those kind of things. So yeah, my relations with Britain have also gone down by quite a bit. Britain and China seems to be the only two nations that don't like me. And also, as you can see, I only have 8 heavy cruisers left. The what's it called? Albany class have all been retired, sold off, except for the Albany herself being a museum ship. The Memphis, they've also been mothballed. They are for sale. I've sold a couple of them to Pakistan. I've got 2 left in mothballs. Memphis being a museum ship, Nashville still being for sale. Wichita's are for sale. The 25 class have also been sold off. I think I'm going to keep one as a museum ship. Same with the Memphis and the Wichita herself. Other than that, in research, I'm actually focusing 3 different things now. These 2 give me lighter hulls, basically. And this one just makes, let's see here, power projection, plus 5.8%. So that's going to make it easier for me to make other nations annoyed. The reason I'm using all of my priorities is I want these, and also hull strengthening, I guess, to outpace things like this, which makes my ships heavier, which is going to be a problem when doing refits. Speaking of refits, I did a couple of very simple refits off camera for the Worcester class, the Baltimores, the new America class super battleships, and the New Havens. Nothing complicated, just giving them a refit to make all their guns Mark 5 and stuff like that. Got a couple of task forces off the coast of China, Iowa and Wisconsin, here, and Cuba and Philippines of the Alaska class hanging around here, and that's been working great for making China mad at me. I'm also assembling a 3rd task force here, including 2 of the North Carolinas and the one of the super battleships, United States. So with that done, and as you can see, my monthly balance is 1.6 billion in the green, even with all my ships on sea control, and some of them even being at sea and at peacetime, so that's pretty good. Which means we can expand the Navy quite a bit now. And that's what we're gonna do to start off with in this episode, because I need more heavy cruisers. Because I retired a bunch of them. I could have done this a couple of years ago off camera and have the ships ready by now, which would be the smart thing to do, seeing as I'm about to go to war. But I wanted to bring you guys along for the ride. The peacetime years, just basically me sitting here clicking next turn, alt-tabbing while the game loaded to do stuff on the internet or something. There we go. The loading times are really getting up there. Super heavy cruiser 2. Have I had this hull before? Yeah, that's the Missoula class. It's built on that hull, I think. It's the biggest you can make this. Yeah, just shy of 20,000 tons. Super Heavy Cruiser 1, 19,000. I think Modern Heavy Cruiser 2, yeah, is still the go-to hull to build something on. And also, I think it looks better. So this is what we're gonna do. It's gonna be kind of similar to the Baltimore class, I guess. But I just think this is a you can make some pretty good looking ships on this. And that's what we're gonna do. Alright. Funnels. How many of these can we fit? Oh, they don't fit here? Oh yeah, that's right. That's why we did the 3 funnel thing on the Baltimores. I think 2 funnels is gonna be enough. Let's see, top speed. Baltimores are 33 knots. I'm gonna do the same here. And we're gonna go with diesels again, because that just seems to be the best option. I guess I could do like a big funnel up front. Gosh darn it. And one of these smaller ones aft. Looks a little bit wonky. Yeah, I think we're not gonna do that. I think we're gonna go with this. Main guns. We could do 11s. I mean, there's nothing stopping me from doing that. Do the Baltimores have 10s? Yeah. It's basically gonna be a bigger Baltimore. Maybe I could fit another turret. Let's go with that for now, and then see where we end up with displacement. Tourney KC, Barbette 3, and do I want to stick with Citadel 4? It does give me better resistance, which is a pretty nice thing with the tourney, also giving me plus 15. I'm gonna go with standard ratio actually on the main guns instead of increased AP, because I think my battleships are good enough at dealing with their heavy ships. Flash fire chance is 0, even with only Barbette 3. Auto 2. Where's my reload at now? 24.7 seconds. Which is gonna be better, of course, with a experienced crew. Now as for armor. Let's make the turrets decently armored. The max main belt thickness now is 8 inches. So with the latest refits on the Baltimores, they also had to be reduced from 11 to 8. Which 8 is still pretty good for a cruiser. What kind of deck pen are we looking at with these? 7.3 inches at 30,000 meters. But if we assume that most enemy heavy cruisers will not be fielding anything bigger than a 9-inch gun, yeah, I think we're safe. Like, yeah, I know the concept of armoring against your own guns, but that is assuming the enemy used the same kind of guns as you are, and I don't think they do. I'm just gonna keep that here for the time being. just to look at its penetration values. Okay, so at like 12,000 meters, a 9-inch gun can still pen my belt. But I've got the Citadel belt behind it. Can I increase to 4.5 belts? Let's go to 6 on the turret top. Because this is basically 6 inches combined. Alright, let's get rid of the 9-inch gun. Can I? I wonder. It's gonna be a very big heavy cruiser. Pretty much a pocket battleship, almost, if you think about it. 5-inch guns. There we go, they fit. And I still have displacement to spare. Do I put that into speed or range? Is pretty good. Range is very good. Oh no, 34 is just not possible. I'll stick to 33. What kind of armor can I put on the 5-inch guns? No top armor. Not that much armor, sadly. Let's get my my Bofors done. Yeah, no, they wreck the B turret firing angles. Can't have that. So let's see, 1.6. Let's get some doubles in here. Decent, nice. Let's move things forwards. There we go. 0.1. That's fine. Yeah, the angles are not too good. But I guess we just have to live with that. Lots of weight left over to play with. Flashfire challenge is 0, so there's no point in going with better barbettes. But I can up the torpedo protection. I can up to triple bottom. Auxiliary 4. Shaft 3. And there we go. San Diego. Some weight left to spare. There we go. That's pretty chunky. Let's save that design. Let's get a thumbnail going. Like so. And let's exit the builder to get some of these built. Alright. San Diego. Guess we're gonna need quite a few. We've got so much money, there's no point in only building 4, right? So let's build 12. The initial 4 can, fittingly, go to San Diego. Next 4, let's send them to Philadelphia. And then New York. Alright. Let's see, anyone need new names? Montana. California. There's another San Diego. Yeah. Some of those need to be renamed. But we don't need to do that right now. Let's go to April. And oh, by the way, things that have happened in your absence. Germany took Western Poland. Austria-Hungary took Eastern Poland. Poland, of course, used to be my ally. They cancelled that alliance, and this is the result. They no longer exist. Germany and Britain are at war. Let's take a look at their forces. Britain is back up to 37 ships, including 6 battleships, actually. But they're kind of light on the light ships. And their economy is shrinking. They've been losing transports at the start of every turn. Germany is growing, just not a whole lot. They've almost caught up to Britain in GDP. They've got quite a few more ships, but no capital ships. They're also allied with Australia, which is kind of funny, in the war against Britain. Well, that's basically that. Africa, I've not been paying attention to what's happened here. Lots of land invasions. And yeah, let's see if we can get that war going with China. Well, minus 6.9. And this should do it. Yeah, they want me to pay them off 4 billion. I could afford that, but I don't want to. Let's go to war. Let's see here. Britain is still losing transports. Albany, museum ship. Not for sale. Let's see, these not really caught up yet. Let's link them up here. These should arrive safely here without any submarine encounters. I don't want to risk having them link up here and the Washington and North Carolina getting sunk by submarines or something. Let's see, let's see. What are we actually going to get here? Minus 1.2 hull weight. Faster ship construction time. Almost 5%. Minus 2.8% armor weight. And 1.1% armor strength. That's pretty nice. Armor cost, I don't care. I've got almost infinite money. Man, what's this gonna be? That's also gonna make my ships lighter. So that's pretty nice. Let's do it like that. And now that the war has broken out, next, wow, that's some battle force right there. Yeah, we should be able to see some combat. Do I have any like spare battlecruiser formations hanging around somewhere? What do we have in San Diego? Oh, that's a museum ship. Let's see here. That's the museum port. Panama class. Let's send out these guys. Do we want to do all 4 Panama class together? Oh, these are brand new. Alright, yeah. I forgot. I completely forgot. Indianapolis class light cruiser, they can join in. Not the TB-30. Now let's do all 4 Panamas together. Send them there. Let's add some escorts. TB-39 class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be enough to protect from submarines. It's a pretty decent quote-unquote light force. Let's go to May. And we have 2 meetings. Empire of Japan wants me to pay them to be my ally. I don't really want allies. So, oh, here we go. Here we go. That's some kind of a force. Huacheng class battleship. Manchang class battlecruiser. 13.6. That's kind of light for a battleship main battery. 14.7. That's kind of decent, actually. 9.1. Yeah, I was kind of right about the 9-inch guns. 8.4 and nothing else. This is a very affordable heavy cruiser. Yibing class light cruiser, 9-inch guns. That's heavy for a light cruiser. And it's got decent speed as well. Not a lot of DDs. 1 DD, 2 torpedo boats. Yes, I want to take this fight. Alright. And we're firing right off the bat. Let's see, torpedo boats. You have actually very decent torpedo range. And you are not terribly slow, because this is the torpedo boat Escort 39 class. Which is decent. Wisconsin and Iowa. Recently refit with the Mark V guns. Worcester and Atlanta, you can just tag along behind Iowa. DD-37s. Also decent torpedo range. If only they'd started in a column formation and not this poor attempt at a screening formation, which is likely to get quite a few of them hit in the process of forming up right now. Like that. 37-13. Took a hit, not even aimed at her. So you're done for today. Of course, Iowa and Wisconsin already doing big damage. Let's see here. Not even in range with their long-range torpedoes because the Chinese are running away. We sank something already. I have no idea what it is. That's a light cruiser or a DD. It might be a DD. Or torpedo boats. That's one of their light cruisers. That seems like a very decent ship. All the main guns are forward. ABC kind of layout. That's one of their battle cruisers with the 14.7s. Also looks like a decent ship. Just in terms of layout. 8.4, that's one of the heavy cruisers. I mean... yeah, it's not a lot of firepower, but for... what was it? 80 something million? That's kind of decent. 13.6, that's a battleship. Built on the Chinese Wish.com copy of the New York hull. They had one more heavy cruiser class with 9-inch guns. Here we go. Or was that the light? No, that might be the heavy. Or is it the light? Or is that the heavy? I have no idea yet. We're gonna get them identified at some point. For now though, it's the 14s from the enemy battlecruisers that are hitting my battleships. My 16s hit a bit harder. And I think that battlecruiser is already sinking. I think that was a battlecruiser. It was requested to observe the battle from the enemy perspective, seeing the shells come in. Here they come. Let's see. Oh, let's not forget to actually control my fleet. Yeah, I need to speed up here. They're actually running away. Hang on here. Are you not... part of the division? Now you are. My DDs have caught their attention. Let's get them around like this. And the torpedo boats around the other flank. And hopefully I can push their main force back towards my battleships. Although with the enemy battleships being quite slow and the rest of the enemy formation being kind of tethered to those ships, my Iowas have no problems catching up or reaching them with that kind of range. I can kind of understand why the Chinese are running away. I may only have 2 battleships, but those are recently refit Iowas, and that's no joke. What's here? DDs. It's gonna be a bit of a long flanking march. I actually want to have my Iowas focus on their light fast ships now, because if I sink their battleships, the rest of the task force is just gonna accelerate and run away. My torpedo boats are nowhere near torpedo range yet. See, one of their battlecruisers have actually been identified. Both of them. All 3 of them. They're all the same class though. Okay. That's not a lot of armor. That's very little armor. It got marked 4 14-inch guns though. And yeah, they are very affordable. That's, I think, cheaper than my heavy cruisers. Yeah, it is. It's about on par with some of my light cruisers. So, with that in mind, it's quite cost effective for 8 14.7-inch Mark IV guns, even if survivability is standard bulkheads and almost light cruiser levels of armor. Generation 1 radar. It's got torpedoes, of course, because it's an AI design. It's got lots of 6-inch secondaries. So I guess you could think of it as a light cruiser that also has some battleship caliber guns in addition to its regular light cruiser armament. A bit unimpressive, but when you take the cost into account, yeah, it's not really that bad. It's one dead ship. So far, only my Iowas have done damage. Which is not unsurprising, given that they are running away and only the big 16s are in range. See, here we go. Battleships identified. Mark IV 13.6. Yeah, they don't. 27-kilometer range. Yeah, it's almost. That's like 8 kilometers shorter than the battle cruisers. Also not a lot of armor, but also very cheap. Gen 1 radar. So is this like the... Here we go. And this one, incredibly cheap, 90 million. Gen 1 radar. No armor. 6 8.4-inch guns. That's it. It's very, very like a min-max type of design. There's the other class of heavy cruiser with the 9.1-inch guns. It's got 8 of them in 4 double turrets. It's quite a bit more expensive. It's got decent armor, actually. That's actually very, very good armor. But I think the China built these before I updated the mod. So max heavy cruiser armor value was not 8 inches on the main belt. So I don't think they're able to build more of these, which is too bad for them because this is a pretty good design. Yeah. I would not take those lightly in a 1v1 versus one of my own, even my newest heavy cruisers. I may have bigger guns than most of mine, but that's that was quite decent armor. That's why I'm doing so much damage. None of these Chinese ships have Well, except for the one heavy cruiser, though. None of the other ones have any decent armor. What did I do now? Yeah, I added you back to the formation. That was not intended. Of course, that made chaos out of this formation. Because they thought, oh no, we're gonna follow that other ship that was sent away. No, you're not. I'm gonna keep trying to get around the enemy task force and force them back towards my battleships. They're keeping their distance because otherwise they're gonna get spotted and killed. Because the weather is nice and the Chinese have radar. I don't think it's gonna be needed though. Actually, I think I can slow these down to cruising speed. And things will still be nice. There we go, light ships. Kill them while they are still spotted. Well, they went unspotted. Guess you are to speed up. After all. Ignore last order. That's also another dead light cruiser. Now, can leave the battleships for last. Even though they have actually opened fire. Also shooting at my my DDs now. Please stop that. Torpedoes in the water. Wisconsin, Iowa, one each. .3714 has launched. 3715, the last one with torpedoes. There you go. 3715. Target Rinchen. And with the torps all in the water, you can heck off. I guess you guys are also in torpedo range now. Yeah, all launched. All good. I'm just gonna hope none of these catch a stray shell. Because torpedo boats tend to not live long. if hit by battleship shells. Let's see if some of these torpedoes actually strike home. There we go, actually torpedo hits. And a flash fire. Chen took a torpedo hit away. Sent its X turret away. That's the way. The torpedoes from the torpedo boats. There we go, flash fire on Rinchen, which has Cordite SC and Amatol. Yeah, 2.9-inch main deck. Actually, aft deck is 3.3 inches. But that's pretty much the only part of the ship that is not terribly armored. Now I can slow down. They're all out of HE. Only AP left. Now it's turning towards me. Last ditch attempt to attack the secondaries, I guess. One of the torpedoes did something, otherwise everything is the 16-inch guns. Yeah, it's gonna flood, and there we go. That was a big chunk taken out of the Chinese Navy. 2 battleships, 4 battlecruisers, 6 heavy cruisers, 2 lights, a DD and 2 torpedo boats. For only 14,000 victory points. Yeah, they were kind of budget ships. 1.9 billion for an Iowa class latest refit. 300 million for one of these. That's 600 rounded up. And that's 1.6 for all these 6 capital ships. So 6 of those, and I guess 3 of the 3 or 4 of the Geely class heavy cruisers. That's equal to 1 Iowa in cost. So yeah, I think my task force was worth a little bit more than the enemy task force. My DDs being equal in cost to their Geely class heavy cruisers. Actually, that's a very... No, that's a DD. No, light cruiser, not DD. It's DD. Yeah. I guess they went quantity over quality. We're winning. Republic of China government desperately asks us to sign a peace treaty. No. So that mainly just cost me a lot of ammunition. Here we go. That's another battle. more the Manchon class battlecruisers, which are basically light cruisers with an added battlecruiser main battery. Quahara class heavy cruiser. That's the decent one. And we got Barão class light cruiser. Haven't seen that before. Seems decent. Another kind of light cruiser. Another one. These seem actually very decent. They are very fast though. 40.3 knots. That's a speed demon kind of boat. And lots of torpedo boats. We're gonna leave that one for the next time. See if the Alaska class... Well, they are basically cruiser killers with the 14-inch guns. They should not have any trouble. Well, maybe actually this heavy cruiser is gonna be the only one kind of challenging to kill. The battle cruisers certainly will not be difficult to kill, although they have the punch to strike back. So not really to be taken lightly. But yeah, I'm pretty confident in my Alaskas, Cuba and Philippines. But that's it for now. Goodbye, and take care.